folks, Sylvester back again here. Sorry I haven't uploaded any videos of recent, but had to deal with a little bit of a medical situation, but that's all good now. So earlier on this week I changed a few bits and pieces on the bike, which I announced in my one of my previous videos I would do. And as you can see there on the ground, I changed the pedals. I wasn't overly happy with the foldable pedals that were on the bike. I wanted something a little bit beefier. And I also changed my handlebar. As with the longer seat post I put in, I felt that the handlebars were just that little bit low down. And as you might recognize if you have one of these bikes, these handlebars actually come up a little bit. So I'll try to point it out. As you can see, the shape of the handlebar is different compared to the handlebar that I removed from the bike. So this is the original handlebar that came with the bike, and as you can see, the new handlebars actually, it says have a 50mm rise. I think that's a little bit steep to claim that, but the new handlebars do come up a good bit higher. I probably should have this a little bit lower down. And also they are a little bit wider than the original handlebars. And it means that I'm not leaning forward as much, but I still have that kind of sort of traditional riding position that you would expect on a mountain bike. I know there are people out there that have actually changed the handlebar post, I think you call it, this here on the bike as well, to actually bring up the handlebar even further and create what I think is called a begging riding position, whereby the seat is significantly lower than the handlebars, which makes for a very comfortable riding position, I suppose. But I prefer that sort of more traditional position on the bike, where you do lean on the handlebars a little bit. It was very simple, easy, straightforward process. Obviously you need a couple of Allen keys and a Phillips screwdriver, and it's just a matter of taking all the various parts off the bike. Take off the hand grips, take off the brake, take off the gear shifter, and of course the little assembly for your, can I get that on the phone? It's a little bit windy out here, folks, so apologies if there's any wind noise. So this all slides off the handlebars, and you basically reverse that process on the new handlebars. As I said, very simple, very easy modification to do, as long as you have a couple of good Allen keys. Don't use any cheap Allen keys that are being sent out, you know, when you're buying accessories and stuff. You tend to get free Allen keys, but they're normally fairly soft, and you don't want to start rounding off any nuts and bolts. And of course you do the same thing on the other side. The hand grips will come off. It takes a little bit of effort, but they will come off. They're not glued on to the original handlebar, so you can get them off fairly easy. And then you do the same thing, of course, on this side. Take off the hand grip, take off the brake, take off the gear shifter, and take off the buttons that control your pedal assist and switch the bike on and off. And I think the new handlebars look good. I just ordered those off Amazon. They weren't overly expensive. I think somewhere in the range of £20, but 23, 24 euros. And yeah, I mean, that just makes it really comfortable for myself. And the pedals, these pedals, I ordered them off AliExpress, so I had to wait quite a while. But you can get these Rock Bros, I think these are. You can get these pedals off Amazon as well. You know, okay, you pay a couple of pounds more, or a couple of euros more, but at least you'll have them in a couple of days. I had to wait for these, I think, 4 or 5 weeks. And you can see the difference with the original pedals that came with the bike. the foldable ones. They're quite heavy as well, these foldable pedals, whereby these are a lot lighter. And as you might be able to see, they have the little studs that sort of grip the bottom of your shoes, and yeah, they just give me a little bit more confidence being out on the bike, that I won't actually slip off the pedals if I have to get out of the seat in anger to make it up a hill. I was also asked by one of my followers, Brian, I think, no, sorry, it wasn't Brian, it was Martin. So what about, you know, when you're really tall? I'm 192 centimeters, and as I've mentioned many times, I have a longer seat post on there, and I think, Martin, you know, the bike would be suitable if you're 2 meters tall, and I do agree that 2 meters in China clearly isn't 2 meters in mainland Europe, or even here in the UK and Ireland. I'm from Holland originally, maybe that's why I'm a little bit taller, but I measured the height from the grips to the ground with the bike standing up straight, and I think I was about 112 centimeters, and currently, as the bike sits there now, the seat height from the ground measures 106 centimeters, but that particular seat post that I have there will go up even more. And I think for you, you know, if you're 2 meters tall, like you said, then you will probably end up, you know, bringing the handlebars up. But again, you know, you can get these adjustable steering head stems, whatever they're called. You know, you can get ones 22, 23 euros from Amazon, and there's other resellers out there as well, to raise the handlebars as well, you know, to make sure that it's in balance with your seat height. The distance from the handlebars from here, this point here, to the actual seat, I measured at 56 centimeters. But as you know, if you look at the angle of the seat post, if you bring up the seat higher, the seat will automatically move away from the handlebars as well, so that distance will become slightly bigger. And yeah, at this moment in time, with my height of 192 centimeters, I think the bike is just about perfect. I haven't done an awful lot of cycling, like I said. The last 3 weeks I haven't been able to get out on the bike, but I'm going to move the bike to where we keep our mobile home, and I'm planning on doing a lot more cycling and doing some range tests on the batteries as well, because I have not been able to drain a battery as of yet, I have to admit. So that's it really. So a quick shout out to some of my subscribers. Dwayne, thanks a million for sending me that camera bracket. I now actually need to start using it because I'm still filming with my phone. But and good luck with your upcoming adventures. Really exciting stuff, but I'm sure we will hear and see all about that on your YouTube videos. Brian, a new friend who came here to collect his bike, which he got shipped to my address. Brian, great to hear that you're getting on well with the bike. And again, you know, I'm not in the business of selling these bikes. I'm just an enthusiast. I'm really happy with what I got for my money, and if I can share that experience with others, then yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't mind doing that at all. So there's just a front view. I just think that those handlebars look ace on the bike. I think they look really well. So if anybody else has any specific questions on the bike, just let me know. Put your questions in the comments and I'll try to answer them as good as I can. I'm by no way an expert when it comes to the batteries. You know, what I know is what I've learned over time, watching a lot of YouTube videos, tutorials, and a lot of it is just common sense. Like I said, I'm from Holland, so I grew up cycling. So from that aspect, I'm familiar with bicycles, but this is a new chapter, e-bikes, and so far so good. Maybe one last thing. When Brian was here to collect his bike, he told me that you know, the bike wasn't really going all the gears smoothly, and that was the same with my bike. And again, apologies guys, still on using the phone. What I did when the bike came is I actually tightened the cable here on the rear derailleur to make sure that there was no slack, which there was. So I loosened off this little knot here, just literally pulled the cable tight, tightened it, and then you can fine-tune it here as well. And I've not had an issue with it since. It's going in all the gears absolutely fine. So you know, you might have to make these small adjustments on the bike, and I would recommend that if you get the bike delivered to you and you put it together, to run over all the major, you know, nuts and bolts, make sure they're all tight. And you know, once you have your first 50 or 100k done on the bike, there's no harm in just going over those nuts and bolts again. Don't go crazy, you know, but to make sure everything's tight. And that's it really for this video, guys. Like I said, just a quick video, no fancy editing or nothing. I'll just post it as is, and my next videos hopefully will be shot in a slightly nicer location with some views of the Atlantic Ocean. So until that time, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. That will keep me motivated making more of these videos, and maybe hit the like as well if you do like it, and if you don't like it, just leave me a comment, I don't care. But yeah, until that time,